guys, so I'm here in not New York, in Pennsylvania at my grandma's house, and I'm here for about another week before I head down to Washington, D.C. And it's just been a really nice time of getting to see my grandma. I've been reading a lot, I've been writing in the mornings and then in the evenings, so it's been a nice, relaxful routine. I started this new story. I didn't have any outline for it. I've never talked about it before. It's called The Match, and I started it on the 10th. Today is the 12th, and I've written 20,000 words in the past 3 days, which I'm very happy with, very impressed. I got to 20,000 words this morning, so if I write again this afternoon, I think I could probably get to 24 or 25,000, which I'm very excited about. And I've read a lot of good books. I left 40 books here on my grandma's shelf, and I'm just kind of working my way through them so I could donate them once I'm done with them. But yes, going through books to read them. I'm currently reading A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson, which is about his time doing the Appalachian Trail. And yesterday I read Tuesdays with Morrie, which I thought was kind of funny. I read it on a Tuesday, and that was a really good book. It made me cry in the living room. And my grandma and I have just been going through her basement and stuff my sisters and family have left here, so the back of my car is completely full of stuff to take to donate. We're gonna go shopping after she gets home from her doctor's appointment and get lunch, and then I have my COVID booster this afternoon. So I will see you later. I can't even see it.
Once my feet touch ground.
Say hi. Hi.
Did I say small?
Yeah, these are small. It looks like a smiley face.
Oh my, that's a lot of food.
Grandma, do you like your heart? Okay. Lovely. So I'm on a back road right now. There's no one here. And I was trying to go to this one park that my family always went to when I was a little kid. And, oh, there's a car behind me now. And this is the way it told me to go. And it took me to someone's house and was walk through the driveway to go to the park. I'm Google Maps, you don't walk through someone's driveway in Pennsylvania, you will get shot. So now I'm making my way back to the main road. Can y'all hear the ducks behind me? So it brought me somewhere else. We went through the park that I know, and it was just oh, go, keep going this way. I'm okay, let's see what's over here. It took me to rodeo stands, which fun. There's literally no one here. I'm gonna go back and we're gonna do the overview, and then we're gonna go down to the lower part of the park that's holds in the dam of all the water, and it's really cool. And that's where we always stop because it's really nice and peaceful. We're gonna go there now. So I made it to the overview, and it's just this really pretty park, Crooked Creek Lake. So during the summer, people will come with towels and beach floaties, and they just kind of float in the river. I'm gonna get back in the car, it's kind of cold. But they just kind of float and have a nice time at the lake. And my family always came here when I was younger. My mom grew up 20 minutes away from here. But my other grandma's house, of course someone's pulling in behind me as soon as I pull in here. My other grandma, she lives about 40 minutes away from here, even though it took me an hour to get here because I got lost. But I don't know, I've always really loved coming here. It's always been so nice and peaceful. And in the wintertime, right now, it's super empty, super quiet. And I thought I would just come here and talk with you guys, even though cars keep going by and stuff. They just literally turn around. Yes, so I think we're in week 6 or 7 of my little life vlogs. And I've been here in Pennsylvania 5 days. I think I got here on a Friday and it's a Thursday, so I've been here 6 days now. and I thought I would just do a little chat with you guys, because with my grandma at the house, I don't really like talking on camera. She doesn't really understand. She's very old-fashioned about those things, where like she doesn't really understand leggings or shirts that are like band t-shirts. This morning she said to me, when did like tight pants come into fashion? I'm like, Grandma, like 20-30 years ago. And she's like, well, I've never liked them. And I'm like, I'm wearing my leggings today, so I'm like, yeah, I could tell what inspired this comment. But yes, this is my Juliet Has a Gun Vanilla Vibes perfume. I love vanilla perfumes. They are my bread and butter. They just smell so nice and so perfect. And when I got home, got to my grandma's house and all my packages were waiting, I had got like this little tiny bottle, like this big, of By the Fireplace by Replica. And I had like smelled it before and I had never really liked it, but I have been like putting it on my wrists and just smelling it all day, and it's like addicting. Like I'm just like sniffing my wrists now. My grandma thinks I'm crazy, probably thinks I'm crazy. Yeah, but it's just such a good smell. And I'm like, should I like buy a bigger bottle? And I'm gonna think about it, because I have that perfume. I have like a bunch of perfumes that I already own. I don't need another one. I think maybe I'll buy like one of the travel sprays, like that one, not like a whole bottle, because like I do like fragrances, but I don't want to buy something and then not use it, because I saw a lot of like the reviews on it saying it turned after a year, and I figure like I could get through that much in a year, so I wouldn't really worry about wasting or like losing product. Yes, but my grandma and I, we went thrifting yesterday. I didn't really like videotape in there because it's kind of weird, a bunch of old people, and my grandma doesn't really understand pictures, but she was on the hunt for books, and I was also looking for books, but also just kind of like looking for things in general. And I got this really nice like pink t-shirt at the one store, and then at the other one I got 4 books. I got Sharp Objects, I got The Haunting of Hill House, because I love that TV show, and I'm like, yes, I could finally read the book. I got an Audrey Hepburn biography, and then I got, I think it's Henry and June by Annis Nin. I think that's how you say her name. It might be Annis Nin. But I have always like enjoyed seeing her diary quotes on Tumblr and on Pinterest, and I've always like looked for her like her works, but I've never been able to find it. And so I was finally able to like find it, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I didn't really like read what the book was about, and I was like, my grandma can't see this, because it's about this woman who has an affair with like a married couple, and I'm like, she would blow a gasket. She is very, very old-fashioned. See, like another car just parked behind me. I guess I am kind of pulled in the middle of the lane, but I was the only one here, so I feel like that's fair. And then we went to G&G Diner, which is this really good diner that like my family always goes to when we come to Pennsylvania. And I got a hot roast beef sandwich with mashed potatoes. My grandma got like a fish sandwich that she got the small fish sandwich. It was still bigger than her head. And we got provolone wedges, which is basically just mozzarella sticks. And those were really good. Then I got my COVID booster yesterday afternoon. I woke up and my arm was sore, but it is okay so far. Yes, it's still sore, but I'm happy I can check that off of my to-do list. I have a bunch of things I need to do, but my grandma this morning was like, kid, if you want to go to the park, you should probably go this morning, because it's supposed to like rain and snow this afternoon. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. The weather has been like off and on. It was sunny yesterday and it's like overcast today, so I love that for me. I just hope that it's nice and sunny and clear when I have to drive to Washington, D.C., because that's about 4.5, 5 hours from here, which that wouldn't be too bad. I just have to get back into driving. That's one of the reasons I drove all the way over here. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour, and then it's like 45 minutes to an hour back. So that way I'm getting some more driving time, because I really haven't driven since like July. I really haven't driven anywhere since July, because I've been overseas. And I've been writing. Oh my goodness. Replica by the Fireplace has completely like inspired me about writing this one like mafia story set in London in the 1930s. he looks like a hillbilly. But it's completely inspired me to write this story. This morning I typed up some of like the notes because I like last night I was like, oh, I'll just like write out an outline. Whenever I write out an outline, I usually end up writing a scene or something. But I ended up like writing like 6 pages in my notebook that I got from Muji. And this morning I was like, okay, I'm gonna type it up. It took me like an hour and a half to type it up because I'm just like, okay, wait, what did I say? And I was like, what did I write? Because I can't read my writing. But it ended up being like 4,000 words. I'm like, this is pretty good. So I'm over 25,000 words right now. One of my goals for today is to get to 30,000 words. I'll be completely impressed with myself because I only started this story the 10th of January. So I've only been working on it 3 or 4 days. And I feel like that is humongous progress for me to be writing this quickly for this one story. I've kind of been like daydreaming about it for a couple years, so I feel like that's probably why it's so easy for me to write it out. But it's just kind of like taking time, sitting down and writing. So like an hour in the morning before I like go upstairs and me and my grandma do stuff, and then like an hour in the evening before I go to sleep, I'm trying to write. And that way like I have like clear set aside time to do that. But because I've been reading a lot, we've been like doing things every day, and my grandma and I are like joined at the hip. We're just doing things constantly, and I have to like write by myself. I can't like do it with other people in the room. So that is something I want to focus on. I have a lot of things to do. I need to book the parking for DC. I don't know why it's so hard, but none of the websites are working. And the address for like a parking garage she gave me is like, it does not work. The reviews are horrible. So I'm thinking instead of like being at the garage that's like a 2-minute walk from the house, I'm gonna go to one that's like a 15-minute walk from the house. And that one has like really good reviews. Like people's cars aren't getting broken into. And I'm not really gonna leave anything in my car. I might leave like a suitcase of like all of like my bigger clothes, and then just take a smaller suitcase to her house because I'm only going to be there for a week. I don't need everything, and I just want to make sure that my car is safe. This is my baby. She has to get me through. And yeah, so I need to book the parking because that's in 6 days that I'm going to be leaving for that. So I need to know where I'm going to be parking, and I need to plan the DC trip. Actually, I have like a rough idea of what I want to do. I want to do like the Smithsonian museums, the art museums. I'm not really like a natural history museum person anymore. I've kind of like grown out of that, and I don't really like feel like if you go to like one natural history museum, you've been to them all, because they kind of cover the same like geographical processes, like the geological processes. And I already know how rocks created, like how rocks and everything work and have like been recorded in history. I've taken geology classes in geography. I got a minor in geography when I was at university. So like I know. And yeah, I need to do that. I need to go through all of my suitcases, all of my stuff again. Because yesterday when my grandma and I went to the thrift store, we took like literally the whole back trunk space of my Jeep was filled to the brim with clothes and books to donate. Because it's things that I've left and things that my mom bought for me that like she thrifted for like a quarter that either didn't fit me or like didn't fit my style, and I was like, someone else could be wearing this, and she was totally okay with me just donating it because there's no point for just taking up space in the basement and no one wearing it and then just sitting there for like another year until it gets donated. So my grandma and I did that. I just need to go through my suitcase again and make sure like everything in it is something that I love and I'm going to reach for, because like I hold on to things because I'm like, oh, I'll enjoy this one day, and I'll go, oh, I'll enjoy this one day, but then I'll never actually wear it and just end up donating it in 3 to 4 years. And I'm trying to like break myself out of that habit of holding on to items that just kind of make me stressed out, you know? Yeah, I'm trying not to hold on to things anymore. I'm trying to relax. I wouldn't say I'm a minimalist, even though like basically my whole life can be packed into like 2 suitcases and a backpack. But I'm trying not to hold on to things that aren't servicing me, if that makes any sense. Like if I'm not going to use it, there's no point of me keeping it when someone else can be using it. And that's like one of the things I'm trying to do. I'm also, because my family, every time we come to my grandma's house, she has like this room in the basement where we put all of our stuff, and it's kind of like a mess because my sister was here 5 years ago, but she left so many things just throughout the room that nobody can sleep in there, because it's also like the bedroom we sleep in. And my grandma can't even like get to her cupboards that have like her storage food, like her cans of soup and like non-perishable items. So I'm trying to like organize that so like we could use the drawers, the desk, because like it was covered in boxes and things. So I had called my sister this week and we had like gone through a bunch of stuff, and that was really good. So now I just kind of have to like organize her blankets. I washed them all because they just smelled like 5 years, a must. And yeah, she has like a Doctor Who blanket that I think I'm gonna steal to take with me, because I do move between so many houses and some people just don't have blankets, which in Stockholm there was like one comforter and that was it. I'm like, where's all your blankets? I also want to edit the video for last week, even though I feel it's gonna be like the New York trip and then like my first couple days here. I feel like I didn't vlog that much just because I was like busy and I was tired. I'm slowly adjusting, I think, to the time change. I think I've adjusted. Like I fall asleep at like 10 or 11 and then I wake up at 6:30, and then right in the morning. I wanted to start doing morning pages, but my mind doesn't really like go to journaling. It goes to, okay, let's work on our story idea, and it's actually been really like relaxing to do that in the morning, because it's kind of like getting all of these ideas out and making my mind kind of present and focused on the task. And then I usually have breakfast after that. But yeah, let's go explore the other areas of the park. I think that's like an update on everything for now. I'm going to do that when I go home after this. So I should have some time. My grandma has a doctor's appointment, and yeah, I should have some time in the house alone because she just likes to be everywhere when I'm trying to move things, which doesn't really work well if you're trying to move a lot of things. But yesterday when I got my COVID test, the lady was like, oh, I like your mask. I'm like, thank you, it's pink. Yeah, I'm really happy about the pink mask because they've like made my life infinitely better just by existing. I think that's just the color pink in general. Okay, I will see you in a bit, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the park. So we might not be going down to the park because like while I was sitting there, like right after I turned the video camera off, this truck just pulled up to me and started talking to me, and he followed me over here, but he pulled away because like I'm like watching him. I'm like, yeah, he just pulled away. So might not go to the park because it's quite isolated, so that's fine. We'll just keep driving a bit, and yeah, thank you, creepy dude, for ruining a childhood memory. Nothing like this happened in the 5-6 months I was in Europe. It happens within like the first week I am here in the States. Yay for me. Okay, let's go get something to eat. Let's go home. That's kind of ruined the vibe. Hey guys, I am in a church parking lot because I just went to another sale that like my family usually always goes to. My mom has a whole schedule that she sent me before I came, and it's like 20 cents an item, and I think I got like 8 items, so I want to go do a quick haul before I get headed back. So I got these big ass snow boots. I don't even like see the brand, but I'm going to be hiking after Washington DC, Sedona National Park, and like I checked their Instagram yesterday and it's kind of snowy there, so I have those because I just really have tennis shoes and like nice boots. I don't have like hiking boots, so I have those for the snow in case like it's kind of thick and I don't want to like go there and be like, oh no, I can't hike because there's nowhere to hike. because it's all snowy. So I got those. I also got these. They're just like work hike waterproof boots, but they're about a size 8, so we'll see if they're too big or too small. But I thought for like 20 cents, if they don't fit or not, that's a pretty reasonable like risk to take. It is crazy in there. People are just like looking at everything, like you can barely walk. 20 cents is a good deal. Okay, now let's move on to the clothes. I got this coat from Tri Mountain. It's a large. It's just like, oh, I didn't even see this. It says Laurel Awning Company. I might try and like, yeah, because it's like patched on. I might try and just like seam rip that out. But it's just like a nice insulated soft coat. So like that. There's a lady in the car looking next to me. She's like, what is she doing? So I'm just looking at everything around. Oh, and I'm really excited. So I'm trying to stay within a color theme. The green kind of broke with a color theme of like my capsule, not capsule wardrobe. But like all my clothes fit in one suitcase. So that's pretty capsule to me. But it's like black, gray, white, and baby pink. So I got this Rainforest Cafe like sweater. And it's just so cute, and it's baby pink, and it'll match my mask. So very excited for this. I've never been to a Rainforest Cafe, so this just makes it so I have to go to one now. Oh, another baby pink item. This item is a bit stained. It is Dickinson's Victoria Village from Cambridge, Ohio. And I figured if I take that painting class in North Carolina, I could just wear this because it's already stained. Because I feel so guilty about like ruining clothes that aren't stained by doing like dirty activities, or I could wear it hiking. It's just something that I can wear and I won't be upset if I get it dirty, because it was 20 cents, but also it's already stained. So that, also baby pink. Then I got a pair of jeans. I already have so many pairs of jeans and pants at the house, but this is just like a nice, it's not thick, but it's like a good quality jean that should fit me. It's relaxed, so it should be a little bit loose. Maybe that would be, ugh. In Bill Bryson's A Walk in the Woods, he went hiking and then it started raining and then it got really cold and like stiff, so I'm like, I shouldn't hike in jeans, but I have those now. Let me see. We're getting into the bottom of the bag. And then this sweater. I don't really know how I feel about it, but it's like this really pretty like vintage pattern. Let's see. It is the Import Workshop, made in Italy. It is a medium, so it might be a bit snug. Yeah, there's like no other tags, but I just thought it was so cute. Like this pattern called to me from across the room. So, oh wait, we have one more item. Yeah, 8 items, so that this makes sense. I was like, did I undercharge them? But I gave them extra money because I'm like, you guys are so nice. Oh yeah, this is just a black sweater. Literally just a plain black sweater that has the sleeves rolled up for no reason. Yeah, but just a basic black sweater. No, the back seat of my car is just covered in clothes. But yeah, I thought I was gonna be late, but I got here like right before they opened and they were already open. So I'm like, that worked out pretty well. Get in, get out, get my color scheme. Having like a color theme of like what I wear, I think is really helping me like not overshop and also not waste, because I'm not buying patterns I know I'll hesitate to wear, or buying clothes that I know I'm not going to be comfortable in wearing, because I feel a lot more confident and a lot more likely to do things when I feel good in my clothes. And so by sticking to like a color theme, I'm hoping to keep that in my mind, and also so like everything matches. Like it's hard not to have like blue jeans and a pink shirt match, blue jeans and a black shirt match. It's not like crazy patterns, which a lot of the stuff in there was crazy patterns. Yes. But like when I got here, the parking lot was full. Like there's only one open spot and people are parking out like on the main street. So I should probably get going, but I don't see anybody else. I got some good deals. And okay, what else happened? Oh, I broke 30,000 words yesterday on my writing project. Actually, I like struggled to get over 30,000, and then I got to 36,000 words, and I'm like, wow. See, this is what happens like when I like don't try and force myself to write, and I just write because it's like fun, and then I write a lot. So today I think I'm gonna break 40,000 words, and my grandma has not been feeling well. She has a sinus infection, so I'm gonna go back to the house and bother her, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm trying not to spend money. It is so easy to spend money here. My grandma's house is literally 3 minutes from the mall. But it's like a dead mall, so I can go to the movie theater or I can go to Walmart or Starbucks. I have a Starbucks, but I'm trying not to spend Starbucks because like the drink I want to get is like $8 and I'm savoring it, so it's special in my mind. I've been doing and spending so much money where these activities aren't fun anymore, and they just kind of become like impulsive, and I'm not enjoying the actual activity. I'm just like, okay, I did it, now what? I want to like slow down and kind of cut back on my spending and like my impulse shopping, because like I just spent money for no reason, money I do not need to be spending, that I should be saving for my trip to Washington, which is in like 5 days. I have to be there on a Wednesday, so I'm leaving here pretty early in the morning, and then drive down there, put the car in the garage, drop my bags off. The lady still has to like finish working from home for the day, so I'm just gonna like explore DC, maybe get groceries before coming back, and she goes over everything with me. I just don't want to leave my stuff in the car in the parking garage. And then let's see, and then I'm in DC for like, I have like 4 or 5 full days, and then 2 days where we kind of overlap with her coming and going and me coming and going. So that's good in case there's like any like last minute things, or like the weather makes it difficult for her to get back. But then after that, I want to go to Shenona. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't have it in front of me, so I can't double check. But National Park, it's like 2 hours from Washington, D.C. And I feel like, because she's going to get back the one evening, and then I can leave early in the morning, and I could like drive the 2 hours to the park, kind of explore the park all day, leave the stuff in the car, which I don't really want to do, but I'm probably going to have to do it because the check-in for most hotels isn't until like 3 p.m. So explore the park, like check into the hotel, drop my stuff off, go get dinner, then just come back and rest, and then the next day load up, check out of the hotel, explore the park a little bit more, and then drive to where I'm going to be for the next like month in North Carolina, which it's about a 5.5 hour drive from the park, and I feel like that's pretty reasonable. That's about the same length it's going to take for me to get from my grandma's house to Washington, D.C. So yeah, hopefully the weather stays pretty mild. It is not sunny, but it's not snowing today, so we have that going for us. And I forgot how much I like spending time in the car, not like this, but like driving, because I could actually sing along to the music. When I was in Sweden and I was walking the dog like twice a day, I would be listening to music like the whole time, but I never had like, I can never sing loud because there's always people, and I feel like that would be really weird. Yeah, but I also need to sign up for that oil painting class, and I need to go to the art store and get the oil painting supplies I need. I think I'm gonna wait and do that closer to the start of the class date. Also, so I don't have like a bunch of oil painting supplies in my car, because it's 16 degrees outside. I finally figured out how to get the heat on in my car. She might think I'm stupid, but like the buttons are like jimmied locked, and when I opened the vent, like dust and debris flew out. I'm like, that's gross, I'm not gonna deal with that right now. And then I did that for like 4 days. So I dealt with it today, so the car is actually nice and warm. And besides like my vanilla perfume, I have these like pine air fresheners for the car, and it smells really nice in here now. Yes, but time to go home. So it is Sunday, I think it's the 15th or 16th, and this morning I went and I saw the new Scream movie, and that was actually not that good. And it was very meta. It kind of like talked about fandom and fan fiction and kind of how a fan interacts with media and kind of how like it goes crazy and people become obsessed. And I thought that commentary was kind of interesting compared with the meta that they also put in the movie about it. But if you just like want a stupid slasher movie to go see, it was pretty good. Then I got some groceries. There's a snowstorm that's hitting tonight and most of tomorrow, so just needed to go and get some things before it becomes like impossible to get to the store. My uncle, he graded my grandma's driveway, and yeah, he hit like a natural spring, so the bottom is iced over, and so when I pulled out, I spun, and then when I pulled back in, getting in today, I like fishtailed up the hill, and I was like, oh my gosh, that could have been so bad if I fell back into the road, and like a car would come because he lives on a blind driveway. So that was my morning, and then kind of spent the afternoon watching Hogan's Heroes with my grandma. Made like a weird macaroni, mac and cheese, chicken, like casserole thing for dinner. And then it was around then that it started snowing and sticking. It had been snowing since like 3 p.m., but it didn't stick until like 6. And then watched Hogan's Heroes a bit more. My grandma and I love that TV show. Her favorite character is definitely Hogan, and I really like Carter and Newkirk. I like how stupid the show is. It's just a really good laugh, and it's something we both enjoy watching. But it's like 8 p.m. now, and I just had a call with my sister, and we don't really get to talk to each other much because of the time change, and she's always busy and I'm always busy, but we had some time, so it was nice to catch up. But I'm going to shower, and then I'm going to write for a bit, because I did get to 40,000 words yesterday on the Mark project, the Match. This project is called The Match. I don't know if I'm going to keep that one as like the name, but it's like just what I'm calling it for now. And I'm going to write for at least an hour this evening, and I want to go through my pile of books because some of them I bought like 5 years ago, and they've just been sitting here at my grandma's house, and I haven't picked them up, and I'm probably not going to. So I just need to go through that. And I need to like repack my suitcase. I know I've been like talking about packing and repacking my suitcase from like this past week, but when I went thrifting yesterday, I bought a bunch of like bulky sweaters. So my suitcase is very full and very present. I need to be able to close it without it breaking. So that's gonna be fun. That'll definitely be interesting. Yes, so shower, writing, going through the books is kind of my afternoon, and I am editing the video for not this week, but the past week right now. I got like the general editing thing done last night, and I'm thinking kind of changing the editing style a bit. It's already pretty loose, but I don't know if I want to keep putting music in over the just like video transition spots, or maybe just like finding one thing and not having so many like empty moments, or maybe finding some music with singing and voices in it, because usually it's just instrumentals. So we'll see. Hey guys, so it is my last day here in Pennsylvania, and I'm basically just like getting everything ready to go. I woke up this morning with a headache, which is never a good sign, but I took some Advil, ibuprofen. It's still there. So hopefully that is gone by tomorrow. I think it's because it's colder. It snowed a lot in the last couple of days, so the pressure change and everything is just kind of affecting my sinuses. But I got some tea, throat soothing tea by Yogi today for me and my grandma because she has a sinus infection, and I'm like, that'll probably help me too. And going to the grocery store was fun. So my grandma has a driveway that's pretty steep up a hill, and going down was fine. My uncle plowed it, and how he plowed it yesterday or the day before that, he kind of boxed my car in. So this morning I had to go and shovel out around my car and like that, and kind of like knock all the snow off my car. And so got to the store, everything was good, got gas, so I have a full tank for the road trip tomorrow. And going back up the driveway is where I had a problem. So I came into the driveway from the one side, and I did not have like enough momentum behind me that I had to like back out, pull off, and keep going, and then like turn around and come back and try again from like a different angle. And I still got stuck halfway up the driveway. I put the car in park, emergency brake. It took a second to calm down, and then I'm like, okay, we can do this. And then I was just kind of like, it's a 4-wheel drive Jeep, but I don't know how to do that. My dad's gonna call me today to explain it to me. I wish he would have explained it to me before. So I learned how to drive in this car actually. So like I know how to drive it, but I've never had to use 4-wheel drive. I've never driven in snow. This morning was the first morning I've like shoveled snow, so new experiences all around. Washington DC should be easier because I'm not going to be driving the whole week I'm there. I'm just going to be using the metro, so I shouldn't run into this kind of problem, and the car is going to be in a garage, so shouldn't be covered in snow. It should be okay. But yeah, I finally got up the driveway, parked. I'm like, oh thank goodness. So when I leave tomorrow morning, it should be okay. I hope it's gonna be okay. The roads are actually pretty clear of snow, so I'm not really worried about it tomorrow, and it's supposed to be cloudy today and tomorrow, so there shouldn't be any like new hazards, just the ones that are already there. And then had a nice lunch with my grandma. And then we're both kind of tired, so she went to take a nap. I think she's awake though. I could hear her walking around upstairs. And I called and talked to my little sister for a while to see how she's doing, because I don't really get to talk to her much because we're both like, oh yeah, the phone works both ways. And it's kind of how my whole family is. The phone works both ways, but no one ever calls each other. No, so I called her, kind of talked to her, kind of like caught up on everything. She is like a graphic design student, so it's really nice to like hear about all like the projects she's doing, like the machines that she gets. She also does like physical and like metalwork, so I don't know, talking to her to me is like talking to like a nuclear physicist or something. It's like a completely different language to what I studied at school, and it's always just really nice to see like what she's passionate about. So we talked to her for a bit, and now I need to actually, I'm pretty much packed. Like, I have a box full of books, I have a suitcase full of books, a suitcase full of clothes, and then my backpack. I just need to do some laundry later because I want to wash the clothes I'm wearing now, and my pajamas, and my silk pillowcases, so I could put them in my suitcase, so when I leave early tomorrow morning I don't have to worry about any of that. And then it's just like my bathroom products and the couple notebooks and things I have on my nightstand that'll just go in my my backpack really easily. Yeah, and yeah, that's about it. Just need to pack. My grandma and I are having breakfast for dinner, so looking forward to waffles. And now, like, because I am putting off packing, it's like I'm pretty much packed. I just have to do things later. I'm editing this week's video right now. This is like the last video basically of the week as I'm editing this. I only finished editing last week's video like yesterday or the day before that, and I actually spent a lot longer on editing it and including like journal entries and quotes. So instead of it just like being blank space for a lot of like the cut scenes, there's kind of like information there, and it's kind of because I want these to be a journal where I can go back and like see what I was thinking and what my life was like, instead of just like what I'm doing now, which is just telling you what I'm doing. I want it to be more introspective, if that makes sense. So yes, I'm going to go and edit for a bit, and then yesterday I did write one of my short stories. So every month this year I want to write like a new short story every month. That's just like my writing goal for the year. And I wrote a short story yesterday called Bang Bang. It's like this under 700 words, really short fiction piece. It's like a horror movie inspired story, very short. And I posted it in my like writers Discord group, and someone was like I was like, what do you guys think? What should I improve on? And they said they like the rhythm of like the repeating words and the horror sense. And they kind of like told me I should change it from past to present tense so it feels more active, like the horror, and that makes sense. And I was thinking, I included the character's name, but I don't know if there's actually like a need for it, because her story is so small and contained that she could just be the woman or her or she. She doesn't need to be named, but is taking away her name, taking away her humanity and like her connection to us as the reader and the audience. So that's something I'm thinking about maybe taking out or keeping in. And I'm gonna kind of like work on that a bit. I've kind of taken a pause on like the mark typing it up because my computer has been running slow because it has all these videos on it. And I've been like writing out some scenes, and I have like some scene ideas that I want to focus on and include. And I don't know if I'm going to be writing while I'm in Washington. I'm going to try. I want to keep at it and like not fall out of habit with it, because this is like a habit that I want to keep, that I'm actively doing. So I want to do that. I'm like at 41,000 words with the match, and I think that's pretty good. I only started the project 8 days ago, so really happy with that. I think by the time it's done, it's going to be like 80,000 words, because there's only like 3/7 of it done so far. In my book where I'm like working on the plot line and have like my character sheet, I kind of have like the whole like plot like as a timeline, and the chunks are and I'm marking off the chunks that are done, and from those parts 3 of the 7 are done. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I really like this project. It's not really serious, it's just kind of a more fanciful jaunt into writing, where I'm just not forcing myself to try and be so serious, because writing doesn't have to be. It's a hobby. And I get to editing, and then packing, and then dinner, and then getting ready to go.